Cult of the Lamb by Massive Monster is a roguelike. It shouldn't come as much of a news that players have access to a wide variety of different kinds of weaponry. Prior to actually embarking on your upcoming adventure, it is important to give careful consideration to the armory from which you will have to pick. The arsenal provides a wide array of options spanning from faster daggers to gigantic hammers. It is precisely for this reason that we have compiled the Cult of the Lamb's Best Weapons Guide. After you have chosen your selection, the other options will vanish and remain out of reach for the duration of your zone run. Daggers, swords, gauntlets, axes, and hammers are the sorts of weapons that have a chance to spawn at these spots as well as at the beginning of the run. So, here are 10 of the best weapons in the Cult of the Lamb. Coming in at number 1, we have the Bane Gauntlets. The Bane Gauntlets, much like the Bane Dagger, have quite a possibility to poison adversaries and cause harm over a prolonged amount of time. This is a direct benefit to the weapon type and its intrinsic ability to generate combinations that stun opponents, and it is similar to how the Bane Dagger works. The attacks are sluggish, but they may be graced by tarot cards such as Divine Strength to make them faster or to provide a beneficial dosage of venom that can be used in regions such as Anura and Silk Cradle. The gauntlets are more helpful when coupled with an ability that causes damage over time, such as Bane, which makes them more valuable. Those who don't want to battle alone may find the Necromantic talent useful, since it allows them to call upon the spirit of a defeated foe to fight for the lamb. When it comes to fending off several strikes in a brief amount of time, daggers are the best Cult of the Lamb weapons. The Bane Dagger is a different kind of dagger that inflicts poison damage on adversaries, which causes them to take ongoing damage over the course of some time. As a result of the trade-off between power and attack rate, daggers are best used against adversaries who move slow and may be readily struck several times. When using the Bane weapon variation, which may be earned rather quickly through delivering sermons, there is a chance to poison foes who are hit, causing damage gradually to them. The ability of the dagger to strike numerous times in a short amount of time provides you with more opportunity to activate the poison effect, and the additional damage caused by venom certainly makes up for the reduced basic damage. Hammers do the most damage of any other type of armament in Cult of the Lamb. However, these also become the most cumbersome and difficult to maneuver about with. These are the weapons that the Lamb is unable to hold before they gather sufficient followers to reach the realms of Anchor Deep and Silk Cradle. The Merciless Hammer has a primary emphasis on critical hits. Due to its aiming method, it moves more slowly than other weapons. But just one strike is perfect for just about any type of build. Even though it moves slowly, the hammer not only has a large range, but also often strikes more than one foe at a time. The renowned Crusader's Blade is the earliest weapon that players will come across, and it can be found in the initial dungeon that serves as a prologue. The Lamb will also make their earliest key NPC acquaintances here, such as Rateau, and will get a useful piece of land on which to construct their individual base at this time in Cult of the Lamb. When you utilize a vampiric weapon to eliminate an opponent, you have a chance of obtaining a blue heart from the weapon. It is not a certainty, but considering how rare health recovery is in the Cult of the Lamb, it is definitely something beneficial. It is the finest weapon to start with while practicing with other skills, since it has the best known features, including the highest speed, the greatest range, and the most damage. These gauntlets have a particularly special feature that allows them to deliver combination strikes to their foes while simultaneously increasing their strength and range with each blow they take. As a result, the final blow in a sequence is the one that does the most damage. Gauntlets are a distinctive weapon. They are somewhat sluggish than swords, and their basic power is average at best, so they don't appear very promising in theory. However, after you have acquired the majority of Lamb's armament in the temple, the Merciless Gauntlets are a powerful alternative to using the standard Tempest Gauntlets. The Tempest Gauntlets may not be the quickest weapons, but they more than compensate for their slow pace with their high critical damage output. The Apostate's Cleaver is without a doubt one of the best Cult of the Lamb weapons that you should seek out during your adventures. The axe may be used more slowly than the blade or the sword, but it does a much greater amount of damage at a somewhat broader range, providing you a lot more of an opportunity to anticipate enemy movements. The hammer inflicts the greatest damage, however, in addition to being far less common than the cleaver, yet it also causes you to move more slowly than the foes who pursue you, and its primary usage is to combat the monsters. Similar to Merciless Hammer, the Warmaker's Hammer deals an enormous amount of physical damage to a target and is excellent for DPS. If you want to land back-to-back killing blows, then consider Warmaker's Hammer as the best Cult of the Lamb weapon to have in your arsenal right now. If you kill an adversary utilizing any of the necromantic weapons, a spectral projectile will be released out from the corpse, and it will land only on your adversary, doing a decent degree of harm to them in the process. The necromantic axe has the unique power to conjure a ghost that will assist you in combat by slaying an adversary. This ghost will fight alongside you. Nonetheless, when it has finished assaulting them, it will vanish. You will have an easier time defeating the foes if you pair the ability with the high damage that the axes deal. Vampiric and necromantic types are without a doubt the most advantageous choices to make if you are in a position to get them. Use your luck to get an advantage and to also get a hold of them. The only kind of weapon in the game that offers an additional benefit outside of its basic fighting capabilities is known as a Zealous Weapon. These are unique sorts of weaponry that will offer you additional benefits, and with each strike you would gain devotion that can be added to your progress bar. This is supplementary to the devotion that your followers create via the prayers that they say. If you locate a zealous or godly weapon of any kind, it will nearly always be a step up from the one you are already using, regardless of what sort of weapon it is. And coming at number 10, we have Godly Weapons. Now these are the most potent weapons in the game, doing the greatest damage possible to the adversaries you face. Getting rid of the foes will not be difficult at all if you combine such armaments with the appropriate tarot cards and use them together in Cult of the Lamb to dominate the enemy and boss encounters easily. Godly weapons are very uncommon, yet when they do occur, they possess sheer power that cannot be equaled to any other armament of a comparable sort. When you get close to the top of the skill tree and obtain godly weapons, the majority of your unlocked buildings and upgrades would likely be close further behind. When considering the decision to swap, you may easily dismiss the additional damage that Bane and Merciless Weapons provide when you examine the differences between the two. The Lamb is able to triumph over any obstacle provided they have one of these tarot cards in their possession, since the appropriate combination of tarot cards may bring them additional benefits. Be cautious though, since being arrogant might lead you being sent back to the village and stripped of your incredible arsenal. If this happens, you will have wasted your time and effort. Well, that is pretty much everything you need to know about the 10 best Cult of the Lamb weapons. Which is your favorite or go-to weapon so far in the game, and why? Share your thoughts with us. Let us know more in the comments below. Leave a like and hit that subscribe button. Till then, see ya.